Hey everyone, welcome back to the Ron's Great Podcast, where we talk about anything gaming related. Today is now Sunday, episode 66, joined by Lawrence and Jackie. How are you guys this week?
Good.
Very good.
Nice. I think it was a bit cooler. No, it was actually pretty warm this week. I won't say it was cooler. Nighttime is cooler, but kind of getting the actual summer weather now. Less rain and more sun, it seems like. I don't know if you guys been enjoying the weather or just been inside like D-gens playing video games.
Well, it's not. There are a few days that's scorching hot, and I think it went back down to more comfortable levels. So
Yeah, definitely.
that's better.
Yeah. What about you, Jackie?
Well, I told you guys earlier. Today was my first meteor experience where where a meteorite was very close to where I live or where I was working, exploded in the atmosphere and then sent a shockwave everywhere and shook like all the buildings. Loud, very loud, sounded extremely like a bomb, a big one. And I actually thought it was something along the lines of either like a truck running into the building that I was working in or something collapsed. That was how big. And I literally felt the shockwave. Like I felt like something pushing like a force. So it was actually pretty substantial. It was pretty cool.
Jackie quickly grabbed his gaming sense kicked in and he started freaking out. He was thinking if it's an alien or it's like,
oh yeah,
zombie apocalypse.
No, I was looking outside to see if there was a mushroom cloud, because if there was, I would have done what I learned from Fallout. And you know what that is? You know what that is?
What is it?
Find a bunker.
Yeah.
The first thing you should do when you see a mushroom cloud is you hold your thumb up, right? So if you look at the Fallout dude's pictures, a lot of them will have his thumb up. The reason why, this is educational, you guys should remember this. If the mushroom cloud is smaller than the thumb, then you got some time, because the nuclear fallout is not going to immediately get to you. But if the mushroom cloud is larger than your thumb, then you're fucked. You're dead. It doesn't matter. You shouldn't even waste time running. So that's...
Dude, let's be honest. If there's a nuclear explosion, you'd be fucked anyways.
Probably would. But like, I was literally looking for a mushroom cloud, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna hold my thumb and see if smaller than or bigger than my thumb.
Someone walks in on Jackie and they're like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
So
I don't know if you want to say, but around how far was the meteorite?
I don't know. I like the news thing just popped up on my phone, and then the time correlated, geographically it correlated, so it has to be that. It was loud, so I can't even imagine, like, the people that are actually living in war zones right now. That's got to be like this fucking scariest thing.
Yeah, no, I can imagine.
Yeah, so because I was really spooked by that banging noise, like that loud boom. And yeah, if you're in a war zone, you probably be hearing that every hour or every 15 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, I'm just quickly reading this article and stuff just about your meteorite and stuff. The sound you heard was a sonic boom, just because it fell so fast down and it actually landed on the coast of the area.
Yeah.
Like on one of the coasts. So the boom you definitely heard was like a sonic boom. Apparently it traveled between 25,000 to 160,000 miles per hour. So 100%,
Wow.
like that's why you heard this humongous
that's like
booming
that's
sound.
Is that just as fast as Guile's sonic boom?
Oh, 100%. This one you didn't even have to charge it. It just came. But just going back to this real quick. Yeah, that's pretty interesting. That I actually didn't know it created a sonic boom, which is, I guess that's what you heard.
Yep.
Which is crazy. I'm wondering if people closer to the actual fall site heard it even louder. It doesn't say anything about it here that I'm looking at, but hopefully everything's good and no one got hurt and all that stuff. That'd be the last thing, wouldn't be good at all. So, any gaming for you, Lawrence, this week, or?
So there's a new content drop for the first Descendant. So I've been wasting a lot of time on that instead of
Oh
playing
yeah,
playing actual games I wanted to.
I did see some of that. I logged in to see. I think some of the skins are actually really cool. I don't know. Might have to might have to go buy one. We'll
Oh
see.
my god!
Don't fucking oh my god me, dude. All right, let's
But I feel like
yeah, yeah.
Jackie has more important things to say about this topic, about games that
Yes.
he's played.
Yeah, we'll
So
get to because I know it's actually
yeah,
one of the things we'll talk about.
yeah,
Okay,
Let's
okay, right.
no, actually, you know what? We can start with that first. So
Yeah, we could just do that. Yeah,
let me quickly go through what I want to say
okay.
here. But I know
sure.
Jackie's been playing 007 First Light. I'm sure he has lots of things to talk about. But one of the things that I kind of wanted to bring up, something I kind of posted earlier too, with how it seems like a lot of people or whatever you gamers or whatever have been comparing 007 to like a lot of older games and like kind of going like, oh, look at the physics here, oh, look at the graphics here, and look at this, look at that. And I think it's kind of interesting to say the least, because I feel like again, I know oh my god, what was the studio again that made
IOI.
007?
Yeah.
Yeah, IOI. I don't think they're a humongous company. I mean, I don't know. I haven't looked into them. But I think some of the stuff that people are kind of talking about probably wasn't even on like the list of what they wanted to really work out. Like one of the videos shows like a cloth or rug physics where like I think in Dead Redemption 1 you walk into like a rug or like something that's hanging and it kind of flows on your face very beautifully, and then in 007 it kind of just like you kind of just teleport through it or something like that, and people were like, what the fuck is this? And then there are other stuff about like in 007 you're like cutting up like some meat and it looks like a piece of like low tier graphic meat or something that you would see in like, you know, in Half-Life days. And then it goes to like Red Dead Redemption 2 or something and it's like a perfectly like seasoned looking steak or something like that. And then I think there's a bunch of other examples too, but it's kind of interesting that people are kind of comparing it like that, which I feel is kind of stupid. But what do you guys think on that? I know for you, Jack, you've been playing the game. Like, do you feel like it's not graphically well done, or like you think people are
So
just
okay.
overreacting?
So let me tell you this. I think people are just pointing out the negatives because graphically, I there's multiple things that I can say are really good. So
Hmm.
first and foremost, facial expressions. I think compared to any other of the more recent games that I've played, including Redemption 2, I can say with pretty high confidence. The facial expressions, now not in every single character, but in the main characters, there's a couple of main characters. Um, in the beginning, I don't want to give out the plot immediately, but like in the beginning, there's a couple of trainees that you train with. Those are kind of like the main characters, at least for the beginning. Their facial expressions when they're talking, speaking, articulating look really good. Like you can see the emotions, and like I know part of it is probably motion capture, but in order to incorporate that into the actual game, it does require some skill. And so yeah, the characters' facial expressions are very, very good. They're very well done in my opinion. Especially one of the female lead characters, which who I forgot the name of, but she was really well done. The So that's one thing. Facial expressions, I can say, very, very good. Nobody's talked. I don't think anybody's really talked about that. Mirror reflections, and I talked to Lawrence about this while we were playing the game. The mirror reflections, I can say, are pretty much perfect. They are better than. I can't say like I can't say it's the best mirror reflections I've seen, but it's one of the best mirror reflections that I've seen. And I played the game a little bit more after recording the introductory gameplay on our YouTube channel, Bronze Great Pod. Um, and as I was playing the game, there was more opportunity to look into mirrors, test the distance, look at the lighting going into the mirror, looking at the shadows that are reflecting off of the mirror of the images that are casted on the mirror. They are perfect. every aspect of the reflections are very, very, very well done. So yeah, mirrors are
I
well done. Mm-hmm.
I think specifically there was the scene that we saw
Yeah,
together. There's one mirror that's like
yeah,
cracked, like and
yeah,
a lot of splinters
yeah.
and different pieces, and it looked perfect in that instance.
100%.
I'm like, wow,
That's
that is
that's how
crazy.
it would have looked like in real life. 100%. So yeah, the mirror work is really, really, really well done. Another thing that I want to say is, I think you mentioned like food earlier and saying how unappealing the food looked, but other aspects of the game environment are very detailed. So one thing that I noticed yesterday, because I'm in a mission, or one of the missions that I completed yesterday, the setting was like an old hotel, and in old hotels, like a wooden door, if a wooden door is like slammed a lot and being used a lot, on the edge of the door the wood starts peeling off, and it starts getting crumbly, right? So I was looking at the edge of the doors of the hotel room, and you can see like the crumbling, worn out kind of detail on it. Again, I mean that's attention to detail right there, because I was actually looking for that. Because if it's like a regular door with like perfect paint, right, in the setting of a hotel that's over like 200 years old, that doesn't make any sense. There's some dents on the door, like the yeah. So certain aspects of the game are really well done, very well detail oriented. And of course, there's got to be some stuff that when you're comparing to other games aren't as well done. But I can say there's aspects of this game that are better than any other game that I've played.
Jackie, I got a question
Mhm.
for you. What do you think about the lack of ray tracing and how that affects how mirrors look?
Well, I think they're going to add ray tracing, right?
Yes, the thing is like the way
I
they did the mirrors.
Yeah,
It's like if
I
they
wouldn't know.
use ray
Yeah,
tracing, I don't think it would
I wouldn't know.
make that
Yeah,
much
the
of a difference,
contrast might
right?
have changed a little bit, but I don't think it would. I couldn't
Yeah,
tell.
like
Yeah,
I based on the stuff that we've
yeah,
seen, like a lot of the lighting things and again the reflections
yeah.
and stuff look so good
Mm-hmm.
without
Oh
having
yeah,
to
yeah,
use ray tracing,
yeah.
right?
So
Like the way that you're outside in the night
yeah,
and the how the moon casts
mm-hmm.
the light off the waters and stuff,
Yeah, yeah.
fantastic how it
And
looks.
then the so that's one thing. Do you, like I mean, are we only talking about graphics, or are we talking about gameplay right now?
I mean, uh, let's. I would
Go
say.
ahead.
I would say let's go with the topic.
Yeah,
Once we're done, then we'll
yeah,
move on to
yeah.
gameplay. Because I think
Mm-hmm.
based on the issues that they were pointed in
Yeah,
those clips, like one thing is they were comparing how the NPCs were chopping meats in here, and then it's still a single slab when they're done,
totally. Yeah,
compared to Red
yeah,
Dead when they chop up the
yeah,
meat, it becomes
yeah, yeah,
chunks, right?
yeah,
Like that's really cool. But I feel like the way they show that here is very much in line with how they did it in Hitman. Like a lot of the NPCs, what they do don't really interact too much with the environments because it's sort of like a thing that can go away at any
yeah,
moment, right? So I think they did it a little bit more simplistic so that if you do end up interacting with the characters, there's not too much involved with the scene that needs to change. Like I don't think that's like I think that is something that doesn't look as good, but I think for the design of the game, it's
I
fine.
think so
Like
too.
you're really nitpicking at
Yeah,
a certain point,
because like I said,
right?
there's a lot of graphically really good things about the game, but people just choose to talk about the negative ones. But this is one of the better looking games I've played this year so far, out of all. I mean, Pragmata has really good graphics, but for some reason I feel like this has slightly better graphics. Or yeah.
Would you say this game has more variety of
Yes,
settings
100%.
compared to
Pragmata
Pragmata?
is just like one
Yeah.
setting, and it's very empty, and you're just fighting against like AI stuff. Right here,
Yeah.
and there's like a gazillion ways to complete a mission. So yeah, like I mean, it's one of those. I think it's a good game. I think it is a well done game, and I think they're still kind of like updating bits and pieces of it, so they're adding more stuff. I don't expect them to change the graphics of the game by patches, but I do think like lighting can be further improved. When they add ray tracing, it might improve it as well. So yeah,
Just to play devil's advocate, as you guys are praising the graphics and whatever. So you say they had paid attention to detail in certain aspects of the game. In that case, why didn't they just do it all? You know what I'm saying? You say the
yeah,
door
I
crack
think
was great and all that. And again, I'm not saying I'm not disagreeing with you, right? Nor am I agreeing with the public opinion on it. I'm just curious, like what the thought is. It's like if you were going to go through the steps and motions to make certain things amazingly graphically enhanced, beautiful, etc., and then when it comes to something like super simplistic per se, you ignore it. And I understand the fact that like at the end of the day, I definitely understand the whole Hitman kind of interaction thing. Yeah, I get it. It looks exactly like what I would expect from Hitman, 100%. Like it looks exactly like almost like a picture for picture. But I'm just saying, like, if and so they wanted to create such a beautiful game, why did it leave out certain aspects? Was it more like a oh shit, guys, crunch time, fuck it, and then just leave it out or something, right? Again, not saying they have to put in these little details, but why leave them out? If you're gonna do something, if you're gonna make a door that is open nonstop and have it like cracked at the paint, why not just finish off the rest of the game with that polish? You know what I mean?
yeah. I don't know. I don't. So I honestly have not. And I did walk into the kitchen. I didn't pay any attention to the food.
I
So
think this
may
food scene was like a cutscene, right, or something like that. I mean, that's the only reason why people were
I
making
don't.
fun
yeah.
of it or
I
something.
didn't pay any attention to the food. I was just playing the game, and I think if I mean it could just be crunch time, and then they decided to focus more on what they think is more important, which is
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
fair, right? Because they're not
Mm-hmm.
like a huge studio
yeah. At a certain
compared
point,
to
you got to
Rockstar.
prioritize what you do,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, because it's there are certain things like they can prioritize things that you will be working on, like seeing more often than other things, or like to specifically set the scene if it's something that they want to get certain shots perfect,
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
then those are things that they would want to iron out, right? But a lot of the other things that you might see only once, or it's not that important in the grand scheme of things, maybe that's lower on priority, and then just focus on other things for budget and time. Like that's,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's reasonable, right? Um, yeah.
No, for sure. I definitely think that's a reasonable thing. It's just kind of interesting when people point it out, and it's just kind of like an interesting thought. Like, oh yeah, you know what? Why didn't the developers do that or something? Something similar to that vein. So Jackie, you're mentioning you guys had a video. So what do you? I know you mentioned briefly, but what are your thoughts on the game itself? I know you really like it. Like, is this something you're gonna finish, or is this something you're gonna not finish? Like, what is your take here? Is this a pants
I
off or a pants on
This
game?
is a pants off game, as you know,
Okay.
if you watch my clip where I rated it. I will. I think I'll. I mean, I don't think this game is long, so I think I can totally end it. And the as long as it doesn't have any. So one of the reasons why I don't end games is because when I start doing repeated things, I just get bored of it and I stop playing. But so far, everything that I'm doing in the game has so many ways of completing it that I'm not repeating anything. So games like this I tend to stick with until I finish the whole game. So far I like the story, I like the graphics. The gameplay in my opinion is good. Like I like the mechanics a lot. It's not I know you guys were saying it's similar to Hitman, but it's not cuz the character that you're playing shows so much more fluidity than the Hitman. Was it Agent 47 or something like that? Is that his name? Yeah.
Yep.
Like James Bond is so much more fluid than Agent 47. When you're in situations where you need to shoot like 10 guys, yeah, it's like it's so smooth. It's very responsive. And when Agent 47's trying to like shoot two guys, he suddenly it feels like he has cerebral palsy. So,
So I think it's a focus, because I think
Mm-hmm.
it's more of a focus on the actual encounter
mhm.
design for the games, because Hitman, I feel like is more focused on stealth
Yeah,
and infiltration, whereas 007 is most likely more focused on the gunplay,
yeah.
right?
Well,
Um, yeah.
but Agent 47 is like a world class assassin. Why is he shooting like a bitch?
If he's a world class assassin, like you understand what assassin is, right? Not Rambo. Like
No,
it makes more sense that way.
but he should
Like
still
No,
be
that.
very
plus
yeah.
plus Hitman, I feel like would be way better at throwing throwing things than shooting. Like he has like supreme laser targeted throws compared to his shots.
Sure. Because I mean, like, yeah, because when I'm playing Agent 47, he feels like very rigid. Like even his runs and his jumps are like no good. He can't even jump. Whereas like James Bond can like jump and do
But
shit.
they're two different games, though. That's the thing. Like you can't compare. You can't truly compare the two, in a sense.
Look, I don't buy into what Jackie's saying, but because we were playing the game, or he was playing the game, and he's like, "Oh, can Agent 47 do this?" I'm like, "Yeah, he can do that." Like, what are you talking about? It's like, "Oh, can you climb ledges and you jump from ledge to ledge?" I'm like, "Yes, that's part of the game." What are you talking about? That's why I'm like, I don't know.
I don't recall climbing any ledges.
Fluidity.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna argue. Like, I didn't play 007, so I
yeah.
don't know. And it is true that that Agent 47 is a little bit more robotic, but that's also, again, game
By
design,
design.
different takes,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. I feel like they're definitely two different games. I mean, you can compare the two in the sense that like they're similar in how they were made. But to compare James Bond to Agent 47, they're two different people, right? And I feel like you can't truly compare because one is an assassin, the other one is some playboy agent that just runs around and does stuff. You know what I mean?
So, I feel like after this recording, I want to show Jackie Hitman again and show him how costumes work in that game because I
Right?
feel like Jackie's never played with costumes,
Oh
and
my
he's like
goodness.
just tuxedo the whole time.
Yep.
So another thing about 007, I think I talk about this kind of a very interesting take on it as well. Some of the community was saying how like, oh, this is like a woke game because 007 is being controlled by a woman. And I feel like that's such a really shitty take because if you watched like most of 007, I think the handler was always female, from what I remember. I think
Yeah,
they changed it
I
up
don't
like,
understand.
yeah, I think
I
they
don't
changed it
understand
up
why they're
recently.
complaining about it.
No, it's definitely
Yeah,
just people being stupid and just like wanting to cause an argument for no reason. But I just think it's hilarious because again, it's another one of those things where you're nitpicking, right? But I feel like nitpicking graphics is fine, but nitpicking something like that to me is really stupid. It's like, dude, get a life. Like number one, do something else with your time. Because if you watch again, if you watch, 007, it's mostly a female handler. I think later on, I think it
yeah,
kind of switched over or something. But
yes.
again, I feel like it was a hilarious take, and I thought I'd just quickly bring it up because I thought it was funny, and I want to publicly say it's the person's stupid as hell.
Yeah, it just didn't make sense because Judi Dench has been in that role for like years, like decades.
Yep.
So like, why is it coming out now? I think there's only been one James Bond movie after she retired from the role,
Hmm.
and yeah, so that's why I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like,
Yep. Again, it's just one of those dumb things where people just have nothing better to do than nitpick. But I thought it was a interesting kind of thing to kind of pick up on. So you're gonna continue playing it, right, Jackie?
I will continue playing it. Maybe
Nice.
we'll do an episode. Yeah, maybe
Uh,
we'll do an episode too.
I think I just saw it's about 20 hours of gameplay, so you should be able to finish it.
Yeah.
No
I did
problem.
2 hours a day,
how
10
many
days.
hours have you gone so far?
Let's see, 3
20
hours,
minutes. No, I'm
three
kidding.
hours, 3 hours.
3 hours?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not too bad. Uh moving on here. I mean we talked about this a bit earlier. Xbox. Did you guys see a new controller that they're
No, there's a
releasing?
new
Nope.
controller.
Yeah, I posted in one of the thing in one of the in our chat earlier this week. But yeah, they're announcing a new controller. Again, I don't know if it's an official announcement or I'm being trolled by the internet. or something. Not 100% sure. But it looks interesting. I'm trying to find like a picture of it, which I can't. I might have to actually go back into whatever I
Let
found and like
me
check on it. But um
let me reply to this.
but yeah, I think it is a good idea for them to kind of make a new controller, but I don't know. I feel like they're doing a lot, and at some point something is gonna quote unquote break, right? Like they're doing a new controller, they try to release a new logo or something, which I had no idea about. And apparently, according to Asha Sharma, apparently they got a lot of backlash over the Xbox show. Oh no, sorry, it was the my fault here. It was the Xbox showcase. Some of the materials wasn't good enough. Platform logos weren't looking good. It was just a bunch of like crappy stuff that happened, and they kind of called it a miss, and a lot they got like a lot of heat for it. And again, I feel like at a certain point, you cannot continue to let your quote unquote fans dictate your business, because at some point the decision that you're gonna keep folding to a decision, and it's just gonna become a really stupid decision. Not saying that they don't have other people like making sure they don't do dumb decisions, but I feel like if they constantly keep listening to the quote unquote fans, there's gonna be a misstep, right? There's gonna be a misstep somewhere.
Well, I feel like right now they're sort of in a transition period. I think they're trying to get back on the good graces of the audience. I think they might have to, because I understand what you're saying. Because a lot of times you want to make something that people don't know they want. That's kind of the special sauce, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But like at this moment, I feel like they should for a little while, as long as it makes sense to get responsive feedback positively, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I don't fully disagree with what they're trying to do. Um, yeah,
Right.
I mean, you gotta
Oh.
listen to your fan base though, because they're your
yeah.
customers,
No, the
right?
thing is sometimes fans are also
Mm-hmm,
crazy.
mm-hmm.
Like if you caters too much to the existing fan base, you might end up missing a lot of the people who aren't currently in your ecosystem.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of I would say like fighting games.
Mm-hmm.
You can cater to the hardcore all you want, but that doesn't mean your game's going to sell. Like you can make it super technical, and then all the casuals will never want to play your game. It's like it's sort of that idea, right? Where if you cater to your fan base, then you're missing a lot of other things that
Sure.
possibly.
Yeah.
Also, I'm looking at this article that you posted. I don't think that's an official
Yeah, I was looking
controller.
at it now. It doesn't look too official, so
Yeah,
chalk it up to getting trolled. But
yeah.
with that kind of talking about that, I wonder if they will do a new controller for Xbox, considering if they're going to make a quote unquote PC, you no longer like, would it be a controller or would it be a keyboard? You know what I mean?
No, I think controller is still a way to go for console. Like if you're selling an Xbox box, I would say you will need a controller. Like a mouse and keyboard will still be operable for that
Hmm.
interface, but I
Hmm.
think controller is still going to be the primary input. Especially since nowadays PCs like Windows have the controller integration basically in pretty good shape. So I don't see why not. Right.
Yeah, and that's fair. I mean, a lot of people play with controller on PC anyways, so I feel like it's not too big of a deal. It's just more of a funny thing. Can you imagine if they started releasing like a Xbox, or I mean, they're calling it quote unquote Titan. It'd be like Xbox Titan keyboard, mouse.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Honestly, I can see that happening.
Yeah,
Like
you
if
think
it's going to
so?
be officially supported, um, control method, and it's
Hmm.
something that hey, if you want to play RTS, you can use this. Like I can see that happening if they really want to run with the brand that way. Sure.
Oh man, it will like launch Xbox into this huge crazy fandom of people wanting keyboards. The whole keyboard techie stuff.
I would be curious if they bring back the controller keyboard combo, if they're gonna go full like uh PC route.
Oh my
You've
goodness,
seen some
that'd
of
be.
those controllers before, right?
Yeah, I've seen some of those ones before. They're okay, I guess. I mean, they're not anything to write home about. Kind of just average. I don't know.
No. I because in my mind, if it's a GameCube,
Was it
there's
GameCube?
a GameCube. It's basically a very wide GameCube controller with a whole
With the keyboard
keyboard
and
in the
the
middle.
yeah, no, I remember. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. It's just kind of weird. I hope they don't do that. It's kind of fucking ugly, honestly. I don't really want it. But could we go back to talking about like the fans and stuff? Yeah, I definitely agree. There are some crazy fans, like fandoms out there. And I understand, like I said, like I understand they need to listen to the fans to kind of win the relationship back. But again, I just feel like at a certain point, I don't think they're at that point yet. But if you look at like the quick article that they kind of posted, like they were apologizing for like so much stuff. It's just at a certain point, like when do you like, man, why are you apologizing nonstop for something that like may or may not have been? I didn't see the Xbox showcase, but maybe it was fine and people were just nitpicking, or they just thought they would be seeing something cooler, but they didn't, or they wanted to see something that didn't never happened. Like, how's that my fucking fault? Not me, but you know, how's that Xbox's fault? Maybe they had a plan and they executed it. It wasn't the best, but like, I'm not gonna go groveling to my fans and go like, guys, please love us. You know, you know what I mean?
I feel like like they're still in a transitional phase where they can sort of still say that, and in the back of people's minds can still think, oh, it's the previous group's fault. That's why they can be like, oh, sorry guys, I'll take responsibility. Not really, but you know.
This is my predator. I mean, this is the previous people,
Yeah,
not
I'm
us
not gonna
guys.
come right out and say that, but you know.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I know we talked about it um eh, in the past, but wish them great luck and stop being bitches and apologizing. That's what I want to say. Uh, I know I asked you this question earlier in the week, but nVidia is willing to pay you $22K to host the AI data center at your home. And I asked you, Lawrence, would you do it? And your answer was what?
No.
And what was
22K.
your
No,
Wait,
no,
reason?
22K.
22K or
Wait,
2.2
a
Was
year
it
or
2.2? I
a
don't
year or
remember.
a month?
a year.
Oh
I think it's a
no!
year.
What the hell?
Yeah.
In a month, maybe.
No, it was
I think it's 2.2,
no, it's 22K.
right? Oh, really?
$22,000 a year to host a mini AI data center in your home. Yeah. It wasn't
I don't know
2.2.
because I don't trust corporations like that with putting their shit in my home expecting me to do that work for them. Like if something happens to this drive or whatever, is it my fault now? Like, am I live? Am I on the hook for stuff? Like, that's the part where I'm like, you're gonna screw me over for like the smallest thing, and then try to get out of paying me for all the energy or whatever I have to use to upkeep this.
hmm
Right? I don't know. Not a fan.
But like, so they actually mocked it up, like a visual representation of how it's gonna look like, and they're pretty much saying like major, and this is hilarious. So there is actually a major home builder. They didn't name it, and they are gonna actually place mini data centers in suburban backyards, and they kind of look like air conditioned units. Like here, I'll throw this up in our in chat or whatever, but I think it's kind of hilarious that they're thinking about it or they're actually doing it. But I guess realistically, like that's what I'm saying. It looks like an air
I love
conditioner.
that. I'm looking at this. I'm like, did you just make a big graphics card?
But yeah, they're planning to put them in backyards and whatever. And apparently, it's 22K a year, $150 a month is what they're gonna pay you, and to keep this running and I guess upkeep it. But there's no specifics on what they want you to do. Like, do you got to cut the grass around it, make sure like it's running properly? If there's things you got to do a checkup on, did they like suddenly call you and be like, hey man, this is nVidia, we need you to check on your unit and do a bunch of like button testing or something like that? Now you got to go outside and like press a bunch of buttons to like make sure it's like working. Is that going to be involved?
One
Because I can
hundred percent,
imagine that happening.
100%. That's
Yeah,
gonna happen.
you think so?
Yeah, they're not. I mean, there's no like it. You're. I'm pretty sure like you're gonna have to be like responsible for it to a certain degree, especially if they're paying you for it.
So can I
Yeah,
write on
that's the
my
part that I
resume?
don't.
What'd you
Can I
say?
write on my resume that I work for nVidia?
Well, no, then you'd be considered a subcontractor.
Hey, I mean, I still work for nVidia,
You
right?
subcontract for Nvidia.
Sorry, what were you gonna say, Lauren?
Yeah,
Sorry.
I'm just like, look, if something happens to it, let's say, I don't know, animal, animal gets on it, I don't know, something fucks up. Is it now on me to pay for it to be fixed? Like, it's stuff like that that I'm just like, I don't know. There's so many things about this that could go wrong,
Mm-hmm.
depending on how they word it. That and the other thing is like, is this only for the early quote unquote adopters? This price or this payments? Like, hey, only the first batch get 22K a year. And if you join later, we can't guarantee that. But the old ones might get grandfathered in. So the next batch might be, I don't know, 10K a year. And then afterwards it's gonna be like 5K a year. So you better get on right now or you're gonna
Oh
get
my god.
screwed in the future.
It's just interesting that nVidia is trying to do this to harness more power to run AI at a faster pace, right? Because obviously, like it takes a lot of power to do so. So having more data centers mean more more AI usage. But realistically, no idea. I don't. There's no contract. I don't see anything here that actually speaks
Yeah, they're
upon. Mhm.
yeah. I just don't think it's officially out yet, right? This thing.
No, it's not
Also, like,
officially
what
out.
the fuck? What 150 a month flat structures?
Hmm.
That doesn't make it to 22K. Or that's why I don't understand the numbers here. But either way,
No idea,
I think for
honestly.
them it would make sense if doing this is cheaper than building data centers with the same amount of capacity, right?
Hmm.
So I can see that being their own like internal pitch for this. But then again, you're probably gonna need a certain internet capability to upkeep this, right?
Yes, yes.
So I think there's a lot of things like that involved too. So I don't think it's going to be available for everyone to participate, basically.
I definitely don't think so. Apparently, a lot of comments on Reddit are kind of saying like it's business wise. I think it's an interesting proposition um,
Yeah.
for that, but I just don't know, or rather, I can't see what the not the end game, but like how it's gonna be for the homeowners, right? Like,
Hmm.
yeah, like you were saying, like Jackie and Lawrence, like if I'm gonna have buy this house or whatever, and I'm gonna have a data center, and if an animal rams through it, is that me? Do I now got to pay $50,000 to fix your data center because an animal ran through it, or you, as a Nvidia, is gonna come and fix it because it's your shit? And how am I supposed to control the fucking raccoon, or you know what I mean, or something similar to that? What about rain, drought? I don't know, hurricane, whatever. All those things. Uh, I'm sure there's going to be clauses where like natural disasters or things that out of your control is probably not going to be up to your kind of up to the homeowner or out of pocket of the homeowner. But like you're working outside and you drop a ladder on it, am I fucked? Like, you know what I mean? Am I paying for this garbage? And also, like Lawrence was not Lawrence, when Jackie was saying, like, if NVIDIA calls me and I gotta punch a bunch of buttons, that's kind of annoying, man. I'm sure it's not gonna be like every day, but like, if every month I gotta press like 50 buttons to reset it to make sure it's running at max capacity, man, fuck, dude, it's kind of annoying.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I don't know. I can't agree or disagree with it. Jackie, would you want it in your house?
Nope. Because I mean, I think I mean, it's gonna use a lot of heat, so the fan that's cooling it is gonna rev up. Your neighbors are gonna complain of noise. You're probably gonna hear like a constant, fan revving, buzzing noise. It's not gonna be healthy, and you don't even know if there's like, I don't know, like not radiation, but uh like any electromagnetic type energy that might affect your health in the long term, right? Like
Hmm.
you don't know about it because like, why are you living beside something that's generating that much electrical energy? I don't think it's healthy for you.
No, it's true. I mean, we don't know the outcomes as of right
Yeah,
now, right?
like what are you actually exposed to in terms of whatever is coming out of that thing? I don't know the tech behind like the data center, but like it can't be good.
So I do have a little bit of information on it. Apparently, yeah, the hardware, and they say this, okay. Each AC unit size node, okay, so they know it's as big as a fucking air conditioner. It's gonna house 16 NVIDIA RTX Pro 6000 Blackwell GPUs, 4 AMD EPYC CPUs, 3 terabytes of memory, and 18 watts backup battery. That's what that thing contains. It's pretty hefty for what it is. What about you, Lawrence? Would you want one?
Nope. As I said, I don't like whatever Jackie said. I kind of agree also,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, like I feel like there's a lot of hidden things that is gonna screw people over for participating, and they're not gonna know until shit happens. So
Yeah. Just reading some more stuff here. The company that is doing it is called Span. Apparently, not apparently, but when you so their Span is the one that was planning to create like multiple houses with the data centers and whatnot, and they will actually pay for the equipment, installation, and associated electricity slash internet costs. So they're going to be the ones that are paying for that side of things. But again, it doesn't cover like anything that is like damages or anything like that. So again, maybe when more information comes out, it'd be interesting kind of to follow it. But at this moment, it's kind of weird, kind of shitty. I don't know.
There's definitely going
I
to be
don't know if
people
I
that
do
want
it.
to do that. There's definitely going to be people that would like stuff like that, but not me. Leave
Yeah, a
me
lot
out
of
of it.
people, some redditors were saying that like if Nvidia lets you harness into that machine as well, they'd be more inclined to do so.
Oh
You
yeah,
know,
okay,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
but like I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think so either. They're not gonna let you harness 16 Blackwell
No, of
GPUs.
course not. That's nuts.
Gonna go outside, hook my computer up
No.
to it.
And they're paying you for that? Hell no.
yeah,
More like if you're paying for access, that's a little different.
I guess. I guess we'll have to see. I don't know.
yeah, like
Sorry.
22K is pretty significant, right? Like the 22K a year is like this can be some people like half of some people's salaries or whatever, right? Like, it's a pretty
Right.
significant chunk. Like
Hmm.
I would expect them to want the the participant to have some stake or like there's something about it that just doesn't sit right with me.
Uh-huh. I don't know. Well, like I said, we'll have to keep our eye on it and see how that's going. So I'm gonna move on quickly here. Uh, so I don't know if you guys saw. I think I posted this too, but GTA 6 Online, rumored. Although the post said it was confirmed, I think it's a rumor. In order to play online, they're looking to you as a player needs to provide government ID to be able to go online and play GTA 6. Now, this isn't the first time I've kind of heard something like this. I don't know if you guys are familiar, but in Korea, in order to play video games at like cafes or whatever, you actually do need to give in your ID. If you want to make certain accounts for games, you actually use your government ID to make it, and that's to control people from playing like nonstop, 24/7, all that kind of stuff. And if you fuck up and you get banned, that's kind of your only way to make an account, right? Again, not saying that it's a good way to do it, but it is kind of a way to kind of control people playing. Now, do you guys feel like it's, do you think it's a good way to do it? Like, or do you think it's kind of like excessive? Because realistically, I guess if they did it, you won't have as many hackers in GTA 6 that are in GTA 5. Because you obviously, if you get banned, you get banned. I don't know. The other part of it for me is like, what's the point of this, anyways? It's not fucking like, it's not like League of Legends, I guess, right? Uh, so to speak. So I don't know. And people say it's confirmed. People say it's a rumor. I think it's a rumor. What are your thoughts on this whole thing?
I think it's a rumor because at least that's in North America, that's not going to roll. Maybe like
You know me
in
at
some
all?
no, not in North America, but like in Asia, like because they're already doing it in South Korea, they're already doing it in China as well, to just kind of
Mm-hmm.
restrict like people's gaming time, which I think sometimes makes sense if game addiction is really high in that particular population.
Mm-hmm.
So that's fair game. But like in North America, like that's not, that if they do that, I think there's going to be a problem, like a fan base type issue.
Yeah, I just don't think like part of GTA Online is really popular because I feel like it's relatively easy to get into and there's such a wide variety of players. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like if you start enforcing this, I feel like the drop off is going to be so severe. I feel like it would be a bad decision on their part to do that because they tried like they did Red Dead Online and that one didn't fly for them, right? Like do they want another gamble to really cut down their gaming population to apply this, right? The only thing I can see them doing is because it could be a legislation thing that they're worried about. If there's content in the game that they're like, oh, we're gonna get get lawyers or politicians coming after us for having this content, and kids are buying them, right? Even though it's rated mature, nothing's really stopping them from getting a game, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then they can be like, oh, they have to register ID and stuff. This is as far as we can go, and what do you want us to do? Kind of put some of that responsibility, away, right? I
Mm-hmm.
guess.
I guess so, but like I feel like I don't know. I feel like it's too, what's the word, like too harsh, I guess, for them to kind of ask for to go this route. I don't think they need to go this route, unless obviously, like you said, it was a legality thing or whatever. But I also agree with Jackie. Like, I don't think it's gonna fly at all. I think we're gonna like really be pissed off, and I think the pushback would be insane from fans. Like, now, like you mentioned, little kids playing the game. 100% little kids play, not little kids, but like under the age of what the rating is, play the game. That's because they asked their mommy and daddies to buy the game for them, and unfortunately, they have no idea what the fuck that is. Uh, so 100%, but at the same time, like I don't know, the rating's supposed to control that, and then I just think it's too harsh to throw kind of like a government ID on to the online game. Uh, so I don't know. I also think it's a rumor, but just imagine if it was true, right? Like, you pop in GTA 6 and they're like, please provide government ID, take a picture of the front, and then tell us to take a picture of the back or whatever. I think people will return the fucking game. I don't think the story would
Yeah,
be enough.
I don't think it would be worth it for them to do it, right? Like,
Hmm.
I think it would be such a big blow to the sales of the game, or like just GTA Online in general. I just don't think it would be worth it for them. Like, I totally believe that a significant part of the current population, or whenever it was big, is they're not old enough to actually play the game based on the rating. I would believe that to be the case, right?
Hmm.
So do they really want to do really cut down on their audience that way. Like I don't know.
Again, I don't think they would, but I mean, just imagine if they were forced to. That'd be a different story, right? But I still think the backlash would be insane. It wouldn't matter if they were forced to because no one would listen to that. All people are going to see is that I have to put in my fucking government ID to play a fucking online game. And I think that's what people are going to be just focused on, even though in certain places, like Jackie was saying, South Korea, China, all that stuff, they kind of have that already in place, to prevent people from like playing a game 24/7, just so they're not going to like pass out or something or, pass away, unfortunately. So I don't know. I feel like it'll be an interesting spectacle if it were to happen. Would that affect your thought of buying the game if you were buying the game at all?
I would just buy it and play
Nope.
single player.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Single player?
Mm-hmm.
No, like, honestly, the decision is going to be you buy it for single player, and then you go back to GTA 5 for GTA Online.
I
Right.
guess.
Or just
I mean,
not even play
you're not
online.
wrong.
Well, if they do that, they're still going to sell the game, but their online is going to fail.
Yeah. Yes.
I don't
And
even
the
know.
online is the thing that's
Mhm.
making them so much
Yeah.
money right now. That's the thing. That's why I just don't think it's worth it for
Mm-hmm.
them.
I don't even know if they're gonna get good sales if they do that, though. I feel like people are gonna be too pissed and they're just gonna not buy it.
No, I feel like people still want to
Gonna-
play the single vision or single player.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I guess so. Hopefully. Well, I mean, hopefully it doesn't go
But
down this road.
the
But
problem is that GTA Online makes them, like, from what I understand, makes them so much more money than just the sale of the
yeah.
game
Mhm.
that even if the single player portion is successful for them, like even the sales number of the game is really good, like, breaking records, it's still not going to meet their expectation if GTA Online doesn't work. Like if the participation there isn't quite what they need, because
Mhm.
it's the shark cards that's what's making them money.
That's true. You're not wrong. That shit makes so much money for them. And if they don't have that income, it's kind of like, it's not going to be as successful as GTA 5. Again, it's just an interesting thing that I saw and I wanted to bring up. And another thing about GTA 6, actually, I saw recently, like a couple hours ago. So apparently, GTA 6 developers announced something called Rockstar Games Union. And this union is just focusing on pay transparency, flexible working, and an end to the crunch. Now, I myself am not 100% familiar with how unions work. I understand basic knowledge of unions and whatever, and I understand what they're asking for. But my question would be, number one, I feel like they get paid enough. Flexible working is redundant. Like, I'm sure they're not working in the office 24/7. Like, I'm sure they're working at home. And my last thing here, like an end to the crunch. Okay, no problem. I get it. You don't want to be slammed to the ground to try to finish a game in like 2 months. All I have to say is like, look at anime artists. All right, no, they don't complain too much. So,
See, the thing is, they don't have union for that. That's the problem.
no, they don't. Okay, joking aside though, do you feel like this is something that, again, I don't know if this is the first type of union that's happened for gaming. I actually don't know. I don't think there's
No.
unions for games, right? Or am I
No.
wrong?
No, there are.
There are? Okay.
So
So,
on the, I
mhm,
believe, in the recent years, uh, Microsoft side, they've had stuff like that going on. Because I think Activision, they were trying to unionize right
mhm.
around the sale period, and then I believe Microsoft was like in a position where it's like, oh, we gotta play nice. Because all this has to be on the up and up, so they just said, "Okay, you guys can unionize." But there are gaming unions for sure. This isn't the first case. It's been,
Okay.
yeah, for
So,
other studios there are.
not being the first case, that's fair. But just in general, like, I feel like, is this something that you say, I'm really focusing on the end of the crunch here. It's like, I get it. You don't want to be working 36 hours or whatever have you. But at the same time, it's like, what happened to the beginning then? Like, you realistically gonna tell me that like you guys ran out of time, or you just didn't work hard enough in the beginning? I'm just saying, right? You can argue with me
Uh,
saying that, oh, investors have suddenly said we're pushing it up, so get the fuck to work. True, I'm sure that happens. But at the same time, like, just work harder.
Well, the problem with that sometimes it lies with management, right? Like if you're managing a project poorly,
Mm-hmm.
then sometimes things just get pushed and pushed and pushed, and then that happens.
Mm-hmm.
Like at a certain point, you would hear things from, let's say, BioWare. Yeah, they have this thing called BioWare magic, where things don't really come together until like the last 10% or like the last month of development.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just not realistic, right? Like you can keep telling people, "Hey, we'll get done, we'll get done," and it's just crunch for the last month. But does that actually work all the time? I don't know. I don't think that's the case. Yeah, so sometimes just management and how they deal with problems and how they address things, I guess.
Right. And I agree. Like, they don't always. I mean, if a project's poorly managed, like, yeah, 100%. No matter what, you're gonna be strapped anyways. It's just, I don't know. I don't know. I get it, but at the same time, it's kind of like,
No,
why?
there's going to
Like,
be
why did you
crunch
do this?
culture. Any corporate setting is going to have crunch culture. That's just a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Some people hate it. Some people live for it. Like some people just, I mean, they that motivates them, right? To work harder, to do better, to get that bonus, get it done.
Mm-hmm.
There's some people that live for that moment, that excitement. There's some people that want to spend more time with their family, have a nice dinner, sleep. So there's gonna be people that hate it, gonna be people that like it. I mean, it is what it is. I just think if it, you need to do what you need to do to get the job done.
Yes.
Yeah, and I
Yes.
agree with
I,
that.
I just think it's really funny this news comes when it's so close to the launch of the game.
Are they gonna strike?
You're gonna be like, yeah, well, no, that's the problem, right? Like you're gonna say, hey, no crunch. What if they were actually planning for this next 4 or 5 months to be crunch for 5 months, and then suddenly this union happens? They're like, no, not happening. Are
Then it
you
Yeah,
gets
delaying
delayed
the
long.
game
yeah, it's
now?
Yep.
gonna
And
get delayed.
Yep.
yeah, like the fuck's happening now?
I think it's again, in my opinion, is I agree with Jackie. It's like, if you gotta get it done. And I also agree with, like, wanting to spend time with your family and whatever. But I don't know, man. As if you signed up as a game developer, I feel like part of you knows that there is going to be a crunch time, and it's kind of like, I need to focus up and whatever, right? So I don't know. I feel like it's hard for me to fully agree with their reasons for unionizing, especially the other part too, where they talk about pay transparency. I don't think they're really getting underpaid, but I don't know because obviously I don't know anyone that works there. But do you really think they're talking about how much you're getting paid normally, or how much you're not getting paid for working extra hours?
So I think it depends on the contract. So it might be that if you're in a certain role, then you will always get a certain pay. I think
Right.
that might be the argument. So that might
Mm,
be the transparency. I don't think it means like, hey, so and so is getting paid this much. Now we know. Like
right.
I don't know if that's the actual. I don't think that's what they're looking for, right?
Hmm. That's fair. So my other question would be, if you guys were game developers, would you be bitching, or would you just shut the fuck up and
I actually think I would enjoy the moment. Like, I mean, crunch time is when, I mean, it's an important time, right? Like, you're given a mission. Like, if I was in the industry, I'm in the industry because I want to be in the industry and I'll understand what needs to be done. Otherwise, I wouldn't be a
Mhm.
game developer. And so it's like studying for finals with your best friends. Kind of like that, right? Like, I don't know, like,
Fuck.
no, like you come together, you work together to accomplish a task. I think that's exciting. I actually
Okay.
really like that type of, you stay up, you don't sleep, or you order pizza not from Domino's but from like a good place. And then you, like, right, you eat it together and then you go back to do your work, you talk to each other, you motivate each other. and then you carry on until you finish the task. Yeah, that's for me. I think that's excitement. That's what game developers live for.
I'm not sure that's true, but okay. Yeah, I don't know. Like I've crunched before. Like it's fine. For me it's literally there's a deadline or there's a thing I need to do by a certain time, and I work towards that. If I have to crunch, I have to crunch. It's part of the job, right? Like depending on how your office culture is or like your industry, sometimes it just happens, right?
Hmm.
Like I don't hate it, I don't love it. Just it's just part of the work,
Right.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
That's fair.
That's
I feel like that's a fair assessment. Honestly, me personally,
And
I feel
I
like
I think
yeah. Hmm.
I think it's easier to do crunch when I was younger. Like
Right.
nowadays, if I have to do a crunch and we have like I have to, there's a kid in the house, or I have to make food for the household, it becomes a totally different thing. But
how often do you need to
before,
crunch
like
nowadays?
now, like I mean, not crunch. I had to crunch maybe a little bit, but it's like I can do a few hours a day. But like in I don't know about 10 years ago,
Mm-hmm,
like my crunch would be like 70-hour work weeks regularly for like 6 months.
mm-hmm.
Like that's just kind of how I worked before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like there was one case where I had to work with someone from another province, and I would just be constantly working till like 3 a.m. because they are working till like 12 a.m. I'm like, oh, I guess I gotta stick around. So yeah, it was a lot of that for like a number of months too. So it's like work is work.
Yep. You just gotta get it done.
No, work is for sure, but I feel like there's definitely people out there that don't enjoy being pressured like that. Right? It's just stressful, and I understand that part of it. But like I said earlier, like, I feel like if you kind of like what Jackie said, if you are in the gaming industry, I feel like you're at least expected. Like you should have a expectation in your head that upon almost finishing the game, it's never actually almost finished, and you're gonna have to put in like hours and hours upon hours of work just to fix something super simple. Who knows, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So I feel like the union's a good thing for them. I also feel like it's a really weird timing to announce it, and I feel like GTA 6 is going to be delayed.
Yep.
I mean, that's
Yeah,
realistically.
the timing is really the weirdest part about this whole thing.
Yeah,
Otherwise, like set up a union, sure, whatever. I mean, whatever works
yeah. I feel like the
for
timing
the
is just,
employees.
yeah, timing is super awkward, and I don't know. We'll have to see how that kind of pans out. Me personally, I don't think I would care. I mean, I'm used to doing crunch time anyways, but not the funnest part. But it is what it is. If I have to make money, that's how you make money. If you don't like it, fucking find another job. I mean, that's pretty much it. So, I don't know. Anything else you guys would like to add before we
Nope, I'm
head
good.
off?
Good.
No? Alrighty. I know you guys are planning to do another First Light video. Um, Hopefully that goes well, and we'll see some more gameplay. Going to be uploaded to our YouTube channel. And hopefully we see some other content. I don't know. I think Lawrence has something that he's working on. We'll see if
Been saying
that.
for months.
We'll see what else comes out. Maybe we'll play some more games. Who knows? I know Jackie was saying trying to find like a game we can play together, but I don't know what's really out there anymore. Everything's
Ready or not? I've
kind
been
of boring.
bringing that up for the past like 5 years, 6 years,
Jackie's fought of playing Ready or Not. It's
7
not
years.
tactical SWAT infiltration. It's tactical kill your teammates.
I'm just being realistic.
It's called tactical griefing.
That's why it's called Ready or Not. Here I come. That's why it's called Ready or Not. Yeah.
Well, if you guys are listening on Spotify, give us a follow. If you're listening on YouTube, give us a follow as well. And we'll see you guys next week.
See ya.
Bye bye.